You know that feeling at like 3 p.m. where your brain just totally hits a wall? You're staring at your screen, but all you can actually think about is a donut or a nap.
Oh yeah, the classic sugar spike. And then the inevitable crash right after.
Exactly. It's universally frustrating. And getting off that metabolic roller coaster is surprisingly hard when your body is basically fighting against you.
It really is.
Which is why for today's deep dive, we are looking into InsuLeaf. We want to figure out if this is actually a legitimate tool for fixing glucose metabolism, or, and I'm playing the skeptic here, is this just another overhyped bottle of hope sold to people who are just tired of being tired?
I mean, it's a crucial distinction to make. The supplement market is absolutely flooded with quick fixes. But looking at the research on InsuLeaf, what stands out to me is that it isn't trying to be a Band-Aid. The formulation is designed to tackle the root cause.
Okay, root cause is a great buzzword, but let's unpack that. Because I hear insulin resistance thrown around constantly.
Yeah.
What makes this different from any other sugar support pill?
Right, so think of your cells like a house with a locked door. Insulin is the key that opens that door to let sugar inside so it can be used as energy. When you have insulin resistance, the lock is jammed.
So the key doesn't turn, and the sugar just sort of piles up on the front porch, which is my bloodstream.
That is the perfect analogy. And that pileup is what causes the crash. InsuLeaf's formula is designed to basically de-rust that lock from the inside out. The sources highlight a blend of ingredients like Chromium and alpha-lipoic acid, which are clinically shown to improve insulin sensitivity.
Chromium I've heard of. But looking at this ingredient list, Gymnema Sylvestre, that sounds less like a supplement and more like a Harry Potter spell.
It does sound like one.
Yeah.
But this is where the biochemistry gets really fascinating. In Hindi, Gymnema is actually called Gurmar, which literally translates to the sugar destroyer.
The sugar destroyer. Okay, that is a bold nickname.
It earns it, though. The gymnemic acids in the plant actually block the sugar receptors on your tongue and in your intestines. It physically stops you from absorbing as much sugar into your blood.
Wait, so it's fighting the battle on two fronts. Fixing the lock and stopping the sugar from getting in.
Exactly. And when you stack that with other ingredients mentioned in the research, like Banaba Leaf, bitter melon, and white mulberry leaf, you get a compounding effect. They help transport glucose out of the blood and into the muscles.
Okay, I see the mechanism now, but I have to push back here. The marketing screams 100% natural, and frankly, poison ivy is natural. Does natural actually mean safe in this context?
I'm glad you challenged that because natural is definitely used as a shield sometimes. However, looking at the safety profile of these specific botanicals, the sources indicate they're completely safe. There are no reported side effects in the data we reviewed.
Fair enough. So if the safety checks out, let's talk timeline. Because when I hear metabolic support, I want to know if I can take this today and then go eat a massive slice of cake tomorrow.
Absolutely not. And we need to be very clear about this. This is not a magic eraser for a bad diet.
So no instant gratification.
No. Fixing metabolic health is like repairing a foundation, not just painting a wall. It takes time. The documentation is explicit that while you might feel a bit better in a few weeks, the most lasting results, the real physiological changes, peak after about 2 months of continuous use.
2 months? I mean, that's a commitment.
It is a commitment, but you didn't develop metabolic imbalances in a weekend, so you can't fix them in a weekend. Plus, everyone is biologically unique, so results will vary from person to person.
That makes sense. Now, because this formula is getting traction, we have to talk about the supply chain. I saw a huge warning in the notes about fake versions. What is going on there?
Yeah, this is the dark side of high demand. Bad actors replicate the packaging but fill it with sawdust or cheap fillers. The research flagged a massive issue with counterfeits sold on third-party marketplaces.
Yikes. So how do you even avoid the fakes?
You just have to go direct. It is only legitimately sold on their official website. Buying it anywhere else is honestly a risk to your health.
Consumer safety first, always. But let's say I do everything right. I buy the real thing, I take it for 60 days, and my biology is just stubborn. Am I just out the cash?
Actually, no. They offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. If you don't see results, you get a refund.
So the risk is basically reversed.
Precisely. You give them the time, they take the financial risk.
So here is the bottom line for everyone listening. InsuLeaf isn't a magic wand. It's a long-term metabolic support tool.
Right. It's an investment in your health, assuming you're willing to commit to those 2 months to see real change.
Which brings up an interesting thought to leave you with. What if the daily energy you're losing to those 3 p.m. crashes is actually the exact energy you need to finally start that passion project you've been putting off?
Something to think about.
Definitely. If you decide to test out the Sugar Destroyer for yourself, just make sure you use the official link in the description to avoid the scams and get the actual formula we analyzed today. Catch you on the next deep dive.